This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Delighted to be joined by our first ever interviewee, Peter Fury. How are you?
I'm good, Steve. It's good to hear from you.
It's good to see you, sir. How are you keeping?
Not as good as you getting invited to all these matchroom events and everything else. You're flying.
You're not going tomorrow?
No. I'm at home, but I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm a subscriber, so I will be watching it. There's some good fights on there.
I tell you what question comes to mind from that, Peter. It's within the last year or so you've started doing your online commentary, haven't you, on Twitter as the fights have been going?
Well, I don't get invited, so I've got to do it from my armchair, I just sit there and I just give me comments, especially when I've had a couple of glasses of wine. I'm lethal.
We'll look out for them tomorrow, mate.
Yeah.
Main reason for the interview, Peter, obviously the big news this week.
Yeah.
Hughie and Savannah announced on coming up our neck of the woods.
It's amazing. They're both very excited. They're ecstatic, and it's going to be amazing. Hughie's come into his own now, so people's going to see what he's about. And Savannah, she speaks for herself, so it's really looking forward to it. And it's a good fight crowd in Newcastle, so I think the roof will lift off there. It'll be amazing.
You're fond of us up here, aren't you, Peter?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time. For various reasons. I know a lot of people up there, and I had my holidays up there quite a lot of the time. So I met some decent people up there. It was good.
Great stuff. Before we go on to the where's and why fors of the move, Peter, can you just talk us through Hughie's fight, Christian Hammer?
Yeah, he's a solid, durable opponent. We did have a choice of a few fighters, but a lot of them was like in the late 30s, coming off a few losses, world contenders, one of us been a world champion. But look, Hughie wants good fights. He doesn't want somebody, coming over here with the fat over the shorts and, getting buried in 2 or 3 rounds. And, then all the hard work he's been doing is not going to be appreciated because people's going to say, he just fought an old guy there that's coming off some losses. So what's the point? At least Christian Hammer, he's a solid fighter. He's hardly been stopped, and he comes to fight. And he's still 33 years of age, so it's somebody that's going to fight back. We're not interested in padding Hughie's record. He's 28 fights. He's fought everybody out there, so he needs. It's a good fight for Hughie. He's been out the ring 6 months, so it's good to get him back in the ring.
Within that 6 months, Peter, were you offered anything, or did anything come close with fight camp? Because we heard rumours of David Price, Christian Hammer on the fight camp show. Yeah,
there was a few opportunities there, and for whatever reason, they never come off. We've never been really offered any fights that we've turned down. So we said we'd take them fights, but for one reason or another, they didn't happen.
And Savannah, it's been tricky to find opponents for Savannah, hasn't it? Because she's had rotten luck this year.
Even in this fight, we tried a double world champion, and that never happened. We reached out to another world champion, and Sky, they've got the money, they've got the resources. So, there was offered super money to fight Savannah on the 16th of October, and for one reason or another for them, they declined. So, we've got this African, but, we did try and get Savannah other world champions because we want Savannah to start cleaning up them belts, and she will do.
Talking of the future, Peter, you've long been a huge advocate of Hughie and being world level. What's the plan over the next 2 years now that you're with Sky, and presumably you're going to get more regular fights?
Yeah, he's got 2 fights this year, so we're very happy with it. They're going to really get behind Hughie. That was one of the reasons we went for Sky as well, for Hughie. And, they believe in him, as we do. So it's an exciting journey. And I think they're getting Hughie at the right time, because Hughie's now, he'll be 27 next month. And, he's really come into his own. So it's, I think Sky's done well getting Hughie, to be honest. So it's a good thing for Sky. And it's good for Hughie as well, because they can prioritise Hughie. So it's a good move for him.
Have you spoken to him about actually topping the bill, Peter? Because it's quite a big show, isn't it, up here? It'll sell out.
Yeah.
He's top of the bill. Will that mean a lot to him?
Hughie's just a fight. Hughie's a fighter. You know, he just gets in there and he wants to get the job done. But it reiterates what I've just said, where Sky are really putting the weight behind Hughie and they believe in him. So he's going to be on. He'll probably top the bill in every fight he's on from now on, which is amazing for him. And
does this make the path to fighting for the world title a little bit clearer, do you think, with the move?
You know, what I'm interested in doing is getting Hughie out there. Let's not talk about world title fights. Let's just get him out there and let the fans see what he can do. And then, you know, as that belief in the public grows, you know, his chance is going to come.
Savannah, I'm assuming the path ahead's a little bit clearer, Peter, because the online media spat's already started tonight. I saw you get involved in that a little bit earlier. Is that a little taste of what we can expect, do you think, Peter?
Oh, I think it's going to be royal. You know, these two, you know, they both got 100% belief in themselves, you know, so it's going to be amazing. But, you know, look, a lot of it, you know, I don't take it with a pinch of salt. I've seen something where she said Savannah can't punch. You know, she's going to find out how hard Savannah can punch, believe me. And I think we know very well. You've only got to look at some of her opponents that Savannah's fought who she's took over 10 rounds. And, you know, Savannah's, you know, she's put a fist through them or one or two of them or whatever. So to say that she can't punch is like a little bit not thinking properly.
I like Savannah's retort, though, telling us she looked like Daphne out of Scooby-Doo.
I think it's good. I think it's good for both fighters. I think Claressa Shields, she belongs where she is. She's a very good fighter, and it's a serious challenge. But I listen, people like myself, I thank God for Claressa Shields because without Claressa Shields, Savannah can show against Claressa Shields just how good she is. So, you know, it's an amazing thing. So she signed up with Sky as well. So all of her team, everybody's singing on the same hymn sheet. That fight is 100% going to happen. You know, and that's for fighting early and saying, oh, December and all this. The fight's got to be built properly. You know, they've only just signed. Let them both fight on the same bill. You know, it's a perfect build-up, and we're going to see some exciting stuff, some exchanges between the two of them. So it's not something that I'm going to get involved in. The only reason I've commented to Claressa is because she's tagged me in personally in something. So I've just responded, but I'm not involved in all that crap. Main thing for me is
she's fighting the wrong fight there, Peter, dragging you into it.
Well, the words are just words to me. They don't mean anything. What matters to me is when that bell goes.
And you still think it's the biggest women's fight of all time?
I do, but by the time this fight is built properly and Savannah, you know, she gets some fights. And to be honest, we'd like that. What's her name now? Francine Cruz, is it, at super middleweight? You know, she's got a lot of them belts. I think she's fighting to unify them belts. So if that fight's available in December for her, we'd love to take that. So, you know, so hopefully Savannah can get quite a few belts this year. So Savannah's not avoiding anybody. She'll fight anybody. And that's why I'm mentioning this on your program. So if Francine Cruz is listening to this, I know she's with Golden Boy, get in touch with our team because in December, we'd love to make that fight.
I'll cut that bit out and tag her especially for you, Peter.
No problem. And she's also a good fighter, you know, but look, it's all about business. And if that fight can happen, you know, perfect. Be a great fight for Savannah as well.
Can I ask you about the bigger picture? We spoke to Eddie yesterday about the Sky deal, and he specifically said the fighters that he's let go were those fighters he couldn't make a priority, although he did say he was a little bit disappointed with Savannah. Is that accurate, do you think, Peter, and that Sky can give these guys more of a profile?
Yeah, I think what Eddie's saying is more or less right. You know, we need somebody who's going to prioritise Hughie, and you know, Eddie's got a lot of fighters on. He's a very busy man, and you know, wish him all the best with Dazn. But look, you know, we've got to do the best for Hughie and move forward. And what Eddie said is right. I got nothing personal towards Eddie. He's a fantastic guy, good businessman, you know. So It's absolutely, there's nothing really. It's just what it is. It's a good model. It's a good system for Hughie. So, and we've made the right decision. Savannah, she's always been with Sky, so she's always wanted to be a Sky fighter. So it was a non-brainer for Savannah, really. She's always wanted to remain with Sky. So it's no more, no less. There's nothing personal. There's no fallout. There's no disputes. Nothing. It's just business, and away we go.
What do you think of it for boxing in general, Peter? The whole Dazn camp on one side and Sky on the other. Do you think it's healthy competition?
I think it's brilliant because Sky is a massive platform. I think Sky is the biggest platform out there. I think it dwarfs all the others. That's my opinion. Dazn is new. It's got to build itself. I'm not saying it won't be. It's not really my ballpark. But I know Sky is well established, and it's when them Sky shows come on, the production they have, it's just an awesome event. There's no expense spared. They put a lot of money in things. They've got money to burn, basically. Probably one of the biggest companies in the world. So it's you get the best of boxing there. So it's ideal. We're happy. And let's not forget as well, they've got that pay-per-view model. So that's made a lot of fighters, almost billionaires. Mm-hmm. So it's let's not try and put Sky down in any way, shape, or form. Sky is the daddy of all channels at this present time.
Indeed. We have heard your thoughts on this next question, Peter, but we got to ask it. You probably know what's coming.
I don't. But
YouTuber boxing.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to be insultive because it makes it look like I don't like the kid. I think he's fabulous businessman. Good luck to him. As a business point of view, if they can make millions of pounds, who wouldn't do that? So you can't criticise at all on that front. But we're talking about world level boxing here. Let's just be sensible. It's not happening. It's not happening. I can just look and see what I'll see in the ring, and they wouldn't have a chance really against serious world level operators. So it's just for me, I'm not an advocate of it at all. I think it's a load of bollocks, to be honest.
Does it? And I'm only giving the argument that some people put forward, Peter. Does it not attract a new audience to the sport?
I don't care. I'm not bothered what it attracts. I'm giving my view. I've always been around boxing all my life. I know what it is. I know what the fighters has got to go through, and that skill set. It takes years. It's a lifetime to get. World champions are not just made. They don't just wake up one morning, put a tracksuit on, and get there. They have pitfalls. They have downers. It takes years upon years of building that skill set, mentally, physically, years. It's a lifetime's work to get to be a world champion. We ain't going to see no YouTuber get a world champ. Look, it's just craziness. What do you want me to say? It's like, it's almost like saying a blind man's going to see. It doesn't need explaining. Do I need to explain it? I've told you, as world level boxing goes, it's a load of bollocks. That's what it is. And that's my opinion. Take it or like it or fuck it in the air. I don't care. That's my opinion of it. Load of shit. As far as putting world level champions together, it's not even the same ballpark.
Well said, Peter. I can't disagree with you on a personal level, but there are a lot of advocates that think it's useful for the sport of boxing, I suppose.
Good. They may be right and I may be wrong. Look, I may be a dinosaur, I'm an old man that's out of touch with everything under the sun, and I don't care. What am I to say? I'm just giving you my opinion. My opinion is I'm not interested. I haven't even seen any of the fights either because I'm just not interested. I ain't got the time for one. And I'm not an advocate of it. So I say what I say, and I say what I feel. I'd be an hypocrite if I'm stuck to the television eating some crisp glued to that. So it's just not happening. Good fighters I respect, and all good fighters get my maximum respect. I'll be tuning in tomorrow to watch all good fights. So all good fighters get my respect because this is a lonely sport.
Can we bring you up to more current affairs in boxing?
Sure.
Just your thoughts on the Oscar Valdez situation, Peter, and the fight being allowed to go ahead?
I'm not up to speed with it. What's happened?
He's had a... I'll have to be careful in case I get wrong here. There's been findings in the A test and the A sample and the B sample, and the governing body have said the fight still goes ahead.
So, look, all that I can say to you is this: the anti-doping system is it's unreal. I mean, you can be described some medicine from the hospital, and they'll say there's a substance there, and you can get banned. You know, they'll do things straight away without checking sometimes. I'm quite sure if he had illegal substances in A and B, that fight, well, I don't know about the fight going ahead. They can win it on appeals or whatever. I don't know, but I'm sure, if there was a problem, I can't see the fight going ahead. But look, anything can happen. I just don't know. But I'd be surprised. If it's mixed reports. But if that is true, it makes a mockery of the doping system, because they're letting a fight go ahead for somebody that's testing positive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't explain it. There must be a lot more to it. So the only thing I can say is, I'd be highly surprised. Maybe they've checked and they've looked further into it, and the substance is not sport enhancing. It might be some medication shit. It could be anything. So just can't speculate.
Yeah, we'll leave that one there, Peter.
I am sure, though, if he had any enhancing substances in his body and he was tested before that fight, it wouldn't be going ahead.
Expert opinion on the fights coming up. We've got a great Leeds card tomorrow. Warrington Lara headlining it. Repeat or revenge, do you think?
It can be revenge. He's just got to be sensible. He's got to keep turning him. To be honest, he's got to keep close to him as well. He's got to punch in bunches. Use his feints, get him around the side. He's very, very fast as Warrington. And he needs to box. He doesn't need to hold his feet and take them punches. He needs to be round in circles, flip it side to side, making it very awkward. And I think when I say tie him up, he needs to grab hold of him. He doesn't need to let him work in close. He needs to smother his work. And there's a funny thing. People can have as much power as they want. If your game set's right, and he has got the speed and the footwork and the boxing ability to do that, he can tie him up, grab him up close, frustrate him, and if it's not going his way, he's only got to get through the first half of the fight, and then he can start controlling the pace and then start picking him apart as the rounds go on. But early on, he's got to be totally focused. Like I said, keep close, keep turning, punching in bunches, and not giving him any success. And when he gets in close, just tie him up.
Liverpool, we've got Anthony Fowler and Liam Smith. So far, Peter, everyone we've interviewed picked Liam Smith. Can you say anything different?
Listen, it's a difficult fight. Fowler's come on. He's got a lovely jab, and he can punch. So, and Liam, he's a proper street fighter type of fighter. He's coming in. He's as tough as teak. And Liam is a genuine world level fighter as well. He's just because he's lost or he's had a bad decision over in Russia. He's at the top of his game. He's not an old man, is he?
Yeah.
What is he? Early 30s?
33, I think, Peter, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think knowing Liam, he'll be up for this fight. And but it's not a foregone conclusion. If Liam just comes into him in straight lines, he can get chopped to pieces. And let's face it, there's a third man in the ring, and if them cuts start appearing, you can get stopped there. But Liam's clever. He's got a good defense. So if his defense is good, and he comes in on angles and he puts applies the pressure right, not headhunts, goes to the body as well. I think it's going to be a terrific fight. It will be. Yeah. But it's a fight that can go either way. So you just can't say Liam's going to walk through that fight. Anthony Fowler's come on a lot. So it's going to be a good fight. But I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be a great fight.
It is. And just in case we don't get down to see you beforehand, Peter, matter of 3 weeks, we've got Alexander Usyk taking on Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that one?
Again, it's going to be a very good fight. I can't wait to see it. It's intriguing to see such an artful boxer as Usyk get in there. They've both studied each other inside out over the past 3 months and before. But now the training, working on the tactics and stuff. So I'm very interested to see how it's going to unfold. Joshua's got the more power in his hands. He's a bigger man. So you've got to edge him there. But Usyk, this guy can seriously fight. He's a lot better than people think he is as well. So I see. Let's see. I think it's not going to be an easy night's work. That fight can actually go either way.
If you were setting up Hughie to fight somebody like Usyk, Peter, what would you advise Hughie? What would your tactics be against Usyk's sublime, isn't he?
He's got that distance, yeah, but he moves well, jumps back. I don't know. Listen, the bigger man, you can't just sit back. You've got to. You've just got to be very busy with the jab, haven't you? And find the range with the jab and try and open up with your shots. But he's very good at moving around the ring. Is Usyk? He's like I said, it's a class act. There is no easy way to beat somebody like Usyk. There's no game, there's no master plan, is there? You just got. Ultimately, it's going to come down to who grits it out the most. And but I will say this: if Joshua can catch him, then we all know the power he's got. So that could be a turning factor in this fight.
Fantastic. Peter, I know let's have a look. Right, it's 10:15 Friday night. I'll let you go.
No problem, Steve. It's good speaking to you always.
I really appreciate it. I'll hopefully get down and see you before October the 16th, but if not, I'll see you up here.
I'll see you in Newcastle. Looking forward to it.
I'll have a Guinness waiting for you, Peter, if you're still on the Guinness.
Listen, I'll be on anything. I'll find time for a Guinness. Don't worry about that.
Good man. All right, Peter Fury, always a pleasure.
And to you, Steve. God bless you, mate.
Keep safe, Peter. Take care.